Hi, it's Michael with Peace and Favor, where we help you to find your path to peace. We're going to continue with the topic of home. I guess thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. I wanted to share with you today why I'm doing this, but also what the end goal is. These, I guess, next 10 videos, however many I'm going to be doing, they're just introduction. My goal, though, is to have people start talking about their families, to start conversations within the family, where we have younger people talking to their elders, talking to the older people in the family, getting some stories, and sharing those, because it's in those stories that we can gain the pride about being American, recognizing, like having real life examples of people that were in our family, are in our family, who contributed to the betterment of our family, the betterment of the community, the betterment of society. And those stories are oftentimes kept in the minds of the elders. And we're always looking at what's going on right now, which is wonderful, got to live in today. But if we understood what we came through to get here and what people contributed, we would have actually, I think, even be more motivated to achieve more, to reach the goals that I shared, like the tenets of the Lost Village, where it's like, be the best version of you. And finding out about your family helps you to do that. When my father passed last year, I learned so much about me. But then after he passed, I was going through his papers and a bunch of old pictures and everything. And it's like, this man was amazing. Before I met him, it was a long time before I touched this planet. He'd done some amazing stuff. And it's like, why didn't people talk about this? And we had lots of conversations, he and I, before he passed. And I asked him all kinds of questions. But I still missed a lot. Dad lived to be 96 years old. Okay, in other words, he was born in 1929. And the things that he saw during his life, the things he participated in, I mean, it's like he lived through the Depression. Okay? He was in the our occupation after World War II. He fought in, he was in the Korean War, also served during the Vietnam War. He saw so much. He was part of the integration of the Army. And what I meant was that there was the Army was segregated. You had white folk did this, black folk did this. And they had it so they began to share the same responsibilities. He was in the service doing that. He went, all the little civil rights movement, he lived through all of that. And so the things that he could share were just absolutely amazing. So we had great conversations. But I know I barely scratched the surface. But when it comes to things, we get family get-togethers and stuff. People would say certain things, and I was able to add some flavor to it because of conversations I had with him, and because I asked certain questions. And so I would love to have it so that not just I'm doing videos, but that others are doing videos, so we can share about. We're not just talking about we can be proud to be Americans because our families grew up here and, have been here for 10 generations, 15 generations. But beyond that, like, we didn't just live here. We contributed a great deal to what happened as far as in daily lives, enhancing the community, growing families, just stories of not just personal growth, but getting through bad times, getting through hard times, the importance of having character, good character, but showing it in real life people, not just as platitudes, but knowing that I have members of my family, like for instance, talk about, a lot of times people look at folks of color as being unpatriotic because we talk about how hard it's been in America. But to the contrary, it's like, when it came to serving in the military, actually, when people were volunteering to go into service, we volunteered at a higher rate. And when I was reading something out of like 1940 something, where they were talking about the troops, people like going in through the draft or through volunteering or whatever it is, and they were talking about they're sitting out. This was in Tampa, and one of my uncles, like great grand uncle or something like that, he was being shipped out, one of the recruits. And it was talking about how they were having one of the biggest groups to leave to go into training, and it was like 70-something black people. And it was like 20-something white people. And the black people were going to one camp, and then the white people going to a different camp. And of course, the buildings and everything were of different quality. They were training for different jobs too, because the whites got a chance to actually like be trained to be officers, trained to do some frontline duty, not frontline duty, but the main difference was this: blacks were expected to be engineers, as far as taking care of equipment. They're going to cook and clean, while the elite battle and stuff, that's going to be the white folk. And just how would you know without talking with someone? And why would they talk about it unless they were asked? And so for your family, I'm just saying, have some conversations. So that was my outcome. I'm going to set up the stage for us being connected as a sense of the Africans who were captive and enslaved in America. But my goal is that we're going to connect some dots historically and have some real sense of pride in our ownership in this country and this sense of belonging here, and belonging to each other, and just having some group pride about that. And this is not to say that we can't associate with other peoples. It's saying have some pride in ourselves. All right? And, we hang out with who you want to. Nobody, I say, I don't care. This is not some racial purity or something. Race is a farce anyway. But I'm saying that you don't have to, hold your head down when it comes to patriotism, when it comes to being an American, because we have more reason than most to be proud of where we live. This is Michael with Peace and Favor. Hope you have a great rest of your day. God bless.